Hey, Monkey community. Hope everyone's doing well and is ready for a great New Year celebration or already had a good one. I hope everyone stays safe. Just checking in on the project. We're at 223,000 market cap. And again, that floor is holding nice and strong here. And I think it's still a great opportunity to add more, obviously. And you can see here from the chart that I've been adding every single day. And 2025 was a great start for Monkey. The project's about 6 months old, started in June of 2025, and it's been an incredible 6 months. The chart is obviously lower than we want right now, but it's a great time to add, and also we've had the time to clear out the holders that aren't serious for long-term gains like the rest of us are. So only believers left. It's a great time to be involved in Monkey, and we're excited about 2026. It's going to be epic, and we're still growing. And so you can see here on X, the Monkey community is now up to 5,000 members, which is a great accomplishment. And I think it has a lot to do with all of our shilling and getting well known on X. And I think we continue to grow from here, and we'll see that market cap follow as well. I think 2026 is going to be the year we take the next step and increase engagement. We had the space earlier this week, and we're looking into live streaming as well. And I think we can all step up our game, and I want to talk about that a little bit. So I think, with the new year, there's New Year's resolutions and all that stuff. A new start. A lot of people think of it as a new start each year, and so obviously there's things that are more important than crypto and Monkey, and you'll do resolutions for those, of course. But for the project specifically, we can also have some goals for the new year. I think one goal that we should all have is to increase our level of shilling, increase the quality and quantity of the content we create, and things like that in 2026. And so we can all set our own individual separate goals. We have different varying amounts of time, and we all have our specialties. So just focus on what you're doing and getting better in that area. So whatever you're doing, just make a resolution to increase it by some percentage. Or if you want to learn how to do something new, you can take advantage of the new year, new start, and focus on something new related to the project. So as you know, this is a community-driven coin, and so we can kind of, in some ways, do whatever we want individually. And obviously, we want to have the goals of the community in mind, but make an effort to put out new content or more content or shill more or repost more, like more, whatever it is. Just make a goal to do that and increase it by some percentage. And on that note, if you're looking to maybe get better at shilling or have some sort of structure around it for the upcoming year, that really helps me. And it's sort of just how my brain works. So I'll kind of tell you what I do. So there's a few tips here. You probably already know them, but turn on post notifications. You could do it for the Monkey community here. You could also do it for individuals. Like for instance, um, you know, Montana here. Montana's a great bag worker, super active. He does a lot of replies under influencers and other posts to put the Monkey name out there and an image. So he's doing an incredible job. But their replies, you might not see them in your For You tab on X if they change the algorithm or for whatever reason they're suppressing it. So what you can do is do what I did here and turn on the post notifications, and then they'll show up in your feed as a notification when every time Montana posts, and that helps you get to more of his posts so you can like and repost them. So, do that for the active community members, and just every time you get a notification or a couple times a day, you're on your break at work, whatever it is, you can go in and like, repost, and if you have time, comment on those posts. And every little bit helps. If you have a few minutes, you're on the bus or something, or you're waiting for something, wait in line, you can pull out your phone and hit some of these posts and repost them, like, comment, all that good stuff. That really helps because then Montana here will uh, be more popular in the algorithm and it gets Monkey out there. So every little bit helps. We can help elevate others in the community, and then also at the same time that helps elevate our bags, obviously. Another thing you can do here is search the monkey cash tag here. You can go into latest and you can look for anything that has this tag here. So that could be something you missed in the feed. The algorithm's not going to show you every single one that has this, so you can go through and look for these, see if you missed any. Here's a good one, Soldier Bryce. You can comment. That, something like that. If you have time to put the image on, that's good. And so you can see you could do that pretty quickly. And one thing to do is maybe set a goal of spending a certain amount of time per day, depending on your schedule. And what I like to do is sit down on my desktop computer. That's where I record these videos and where I do a lot of my shilling. Just sit here, create memes, and post. Set aside a certain amount of time, whatever time you can afford. With everything else in life, everyone's availability is different, and it's different during different times in your life, right? Different seasons of the year, or even depending on what's going on in your real life. So I get that, but it helps me to set aside a certain amount of time, a minimum amount of time to do some shilling. All right, and don't forget also you can save and reuse memes, the monkey memes. And so you could save them on your phone or on your computer. And I know I definitely don't mind if you use the memes that I've created, and I'm pretty sure folks in the community wouldn't mind either. You could always check with them. But you grab the memes and use them, make your own memes. A lot of the AI platforms, you can just upload the image and say, make a version of this with this monkey doing X, Y, and Z, and so you can, if you see a monkey that you like in one of the images that someone creates, like this one from Soldier Bryce is good, you can upload that and say, hey, make these monkeys, now, I don't know, standing in line at the store to buy the dip, or, whatever it is. You can do that and create your own memes that way. So if you haven't done that before, it's something to practice. That may be a good goal to set for 2026. All right. If you have any questions about shilling or anything else, you can DM me. I'd love to chat about it. All right. Let's look on X at the post here today. I thought this was a good one from Solid. He says they have to break you mentally before every major leg up. That's the game. You're exhausted. You're scared. You're thinking about giving up. Good. That's exactly what this price action is designed to do. Because when the move finally comes, it won't be small. It'll be monumental. There's a reason only 1% make it. The other 99% tap out right before the breakout. Hold your nerve. This is perfectly said for crypto in general. We see how it moves. You can't predict it, and when things seem like they're never going to go up again, we start getting parabolic moves. And I think this is where we're at with Monkey right now. People are sleeping on Monkey. They're fading Monkey, and that's why a very small percentage of folks that have seen Monkey or even held Monkey are going to make it. I think we have a nice tight community right now, and I think we all have the same mindset that we're going to hold, and I think that's why we see the floor holding nicely right above 200,000. And I honestly think it's only up from here, but you have to have patience. I think there's people who will sadly sell before we have our run, and it's not going to be a small run. I agree here that it's going to be a monumental run. If you're in the right coins with the right communities, there's going to be that shift back to cult coins and communities, and Monkey's going to be right there. I think we're one of the most well-known small cap coins in my opinion, and I think it's only up from here. So if you're holding, hold strong in my opinion. Don't give up. I think we're headed for a great 2026, and it'd be a bad time to sell the bottom here in my opinion. Dawn on that note says accumulation is uncomfortable by design. So what I get from this is this accumulation phase right here is a little bit uncomfortable because it doesn't seem like there's any hope. You don't know exactly where it's going to go. You're seeing green candles elsewhere. That's why the accumulation zone here is definitely uncomfortable by design because most folks aren't accumulating, right? So you need to be in the minority that sees the potential, understands the community, goes beyond just what the market cap is, and says, I like this meme, I like the community, it's a great price, I'm going to load up right now. And the key here is I think you have to take accountability for the success of the project. So you yourself can say, hey, I'm going to do my part to help move this thing forward, not just rely on others, not just sit back and passively hold. Crypto is about mind share and momentum, and each one of us can help push it forward. So I think the accumulation is uncomfortable because you're buying and you're not sure what's going to happen, even though you like the project, you like the coin, everything looks good. And that's where the hard work comes in, right? Because we can make it happen. We can come up with these situations where we we get the right people to see it, we get the right people to buy. And that's, you've probably heard the cliche, you make your own luck basically. And there's luck in terms of who sees it and getting in the right coin at the right time. I mean, you can cross that one off the list because you're in the right coin at the right time right now. But the next thing is kind of making our own luck and putting Monkey in front of people, doing the spaces, doing streaming, or whatever we're going to do to make it a better project and more approachable for potential investors. So I like this post because accumulation is uncomfortable because you don't know what's going to happen. And the best time to accumulate is when you have a chart exactly like this. I thought this was a great video. We need to give it more love, so I'll put a link here. But Monkey Flip has a video about Alon's rescue mission. It's a funny video. It's got Trump in there. It's a great video. So please like, repost, and comment under this. I'll put a link here. So nice job, Flip, on that. Movich has some more pump folio art. You can see a monkey here hanging from the edge of the roof here. And so thanks, Movich, for including monkey. As always, we appreciate you. Andy Lean had a good post here, and I think this one's important. It says most people think bundled makes the most money. Most of the bundled cabals sell early. The real winners are the holders who did not listen to the cabals. The real winners listen to the community. So I think this is important. Everybody wants to be in, obviously, the bundled cabal coins. If you get in early and they just send it for no reason, you don't bag work, you don't do anything, you just sit back and collect free money essentially. I mean that we all want that, right? We want to be, rich this week so we don't have to go into work next week. At least that's what I think sometimes. But he makes a good point that those the bottom will drop out on those ones randomly. Like remember one example that I remember is Swift, where Sheep with Hat, where that thing I think went up to, I want to say almost 30 million, and then like one candle just dropped all the way down. And so yeah, it'd be nice if you're in that thing at 100,000, right? And ran up to 30 million, of course. That's a great dream and everyone sees those. But they sell early, right? I mean, a lot of them don't even make it up to 30 million. They'll get to a couple million, then just the rug's pulled out from under everybody. So I think this is a good post because the monkey is a different type of project where community run, the community, we're the holders, we're the whales. There's no cabal that I'm aware of or anything like that doing anything with monkey, right? And that's the benefit of seeing this bottomed out chart because things are clean, right? Relatively clean in terms of the holders. And this type of coin where you have a community of believers that are holding, that are the whales, um, that's where you can control that price action when the buys start coming in, right? We're not going to sell early. We're holding. We know where we're headed. We know the potential. And so it's less likely that folks sell too early in a project like this. Of course, there's going to be folks that take profits. There's going to be some people that probably full clip too early. But in general, you have a better chance of the community surviving, holding, shilling, and just working it like a regular coin. So that's one thing I want to mention is 2025 Monkey launched on Pump Fund. Obviously, there's tons of pairs every single day on Pump Fund, but we survived 2025, 6 months, and right now it's almost like a reset, kind of like the New Year's a reset. Monkey's sort of resetting at this point, where it's an actual legitimate meme, legitimate project with that's well known, with good holders, a good community. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer to load up right now and let's push this thing. Let's shill it and let's run it and see how far we can get. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great New Year's celebration if you haven't already, and I will see you all tomorrow.